Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be part one of my end of the year pickups. This will be including everything I got for November. I'll obviously be making a part two showing what I got for Christmas and all that. But yeah, November was pretty stacked. Since surprisingly, month before Christmas, bunch of deals, all that good stuff. I got some good stuff, I think. Let's get into it. First, they're going to do movies first because I got more movies than games, I think. But um, when it comes to what movies I decide to get on 4K versus regular Blu-ray, I'm very particular. Like all my Marvel stuff is all Blu-ray because that's where I bought them and that's where I continue to buy them. Same with like DC stuff. But if it's a movie or a series that I really do enjoy, I wouldn't mind upgrading it per se to 4K. I did it with this particular series. Had these on Blu-ray, and I wanted to upgrade them because I enjoy the series. So that's why I went ahead and did it. And that series is, of course, the Transformers series. I know a lot of people don't like these movies, but I love them. They're a lot of fun. It's how I don't understand how anybody could hate these movies. I mean, obviously, if you're a fan of the franchise, then yeah, I could see that. Oh, Michael Bay, he shit at my childhood and all that bullshit. But it's robots, giant robots fighting. I don't understand how anybody could look at that and just, oh, that's terrible. That's just awful. But I got Transformers 1, Transformers 2, Transformers 3, Transformers 4, Transformers 5, and Bumblebee, which I still yet to watch. I need to watch this eventually. Might watch it. I'll finally watch this next week. Maybe. But yeah, heard it was pretty good. Yeah, so I just wanted to upgrade that series to 4K just because I like the franchise and I don't mind upgrading it. So, and they were all pretty cheap too. So, why the hell not? These next two movies are Get Backs. I had these before, but I got rid of them just because I didn't watch it, and it's like I can always get them again down the line. And I did it. They're both $10. So I got Kingsman: The Secret Service, it's basically a combination of like James Bond and your typical superhero movie. And I think this is actually based on a graphic novel, I believe. But yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. And then we have Kingsman: The Golden Circle, another decent movie. I know some people didn't like it as much as the first one, but thought it was fine. Next, picked up Tenet by Christopher Nolan. Have not watched this yet. I've heard pretty good things about it. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet. But heard good things, and it was cheap. Next, picked up Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Another great movie. I saw this when it first came out. I always enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty unique, unique for a superhero type of film. So yeah, I liked it. And again, it was cheap. So next, I picked up Nobody on 4K. This I've heard amazing things about. It's basically from what I've heard, it's basically John Wick, basically. Oh, it's the guy from Breaking Bad. So watch it eventually. Because I've heard really good things about it. So it was, like I said, it was cheap. So next, picked up Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2. Two horror movies that I've heard are really good. So I'll watch one day soon, maybe around Halloween. Don't know yet. But I've heard good things, like I said, good things, and they were cheap. So, and that's it for 4K movies. Now on to regular Blu-ray. First, picked up the Indiana Jones, the 4 movie collection. This is obviously all 4 Indiana Jones movies. My favorite would be Last Crusade. Probably be Last Crusade, then Raiders, and then tied for third place would be Temple of Doom and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But overall, I enjoy all these movies for the most part. But Last Crusade is definitely my favorite out of all of them. So, and if I sound sick, I'm just getting over a cold. So, apologies there, but it is what it is. Next, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Great animated movie. They just announced the part 1 of the sequel coming out next year, so looking forward to that. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Take a little sip. Next, picked up G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Not a huge G.I. Joe fan, I never really was, but the movie I thought was fine. I thought this was pretty decent, so I wanted to grab it, so I did. Same with G.I. Joe Retaliation. Again, pretty decent, pretty good, action movie. Again, not a huge G.I. Joe fan. I've never really watched the cartoon show or played with the toys or anything like that. But the movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I was entertained by it, so it got some points for there. Next, I picked up Free Guy. I've heard really great things about this movie. It's basically it's kind of a video game movie, but it's not based on anything that we would know. It's its own thing. So yeah, it looked pretty good. So it was cheap, so I grabbed it. Next, I picked up The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard, which I do have. I haven't watched it yet, but I did grab it because it looked pretty funny, and I love Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, so yeah, watch it eventually. And then finally, the last movie I got for November, which I've heard both good and bad, but since I got the other two, I wanted the third one, even though I don't think it's set in the same universe. I could be wrong, but I'm not 100% sure. But I got Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. Again, I've heard good, I've heard bad, but it was cheap. And since I got the other ones, I wanted that one too. So, but now on to games. First, for Nintendo Switch, I picked up Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This is a really great remake of Pokemon Diamond from 2007. So if you're a big Gen 4 fan, and you're kind of you're kind of on the fence about it, I'd recommend picking it up for sure. Definitely, I'm having a blast with it. Excuse me. Next, also for Nintendo Switch, I picked up Crisis Remastered. My first time playing it, actually. Well, not my first time playing it, but it's nice to have this on the Switch, just because, not only because the Switch can run this game, that whole running joke. Oh, can it run Crisis? Well, yeah, the Switch can run Crisis, so I wanted to pick that up. And then I also picked up Crisis 2 Remastered. I ordered this through Limited Run Games, but it's not part of their collection. So they're doing the third one as well. So I'll be ordering that soon. But it's Crisis 2. I think Crisis 2 is probably my favorite out of the whole trilogy. I need to replay the third one again. But yeah, I really did enjoy Crisis 2. So next, I picked up a Dragon Marked for Death. It was just a game that I saw on Amazon, and it looked pretty interesting, and it was cheap, so I grabbed it. So, it looks to be it's basically a side-scrolling RPG hack and slash type game. So looked pretty fun. And then finally, for Nintendo Switch, I picked up Shin Megami Tensei 5, my first Shin Megami Tensei 5 game. Not my first game. I do have Digital Devil Saga, 1 and 2. Yeah, I do have those on PS2. But my first new one, I guess you'd say. But yeah, I'm not that very far into it. I'm like a couple hours in. But so far, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. That's it for Switch. A couple of a couple of PS3 games. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I wanted to get the Spider-Man games that I didn't have on. I wanted to get them on PlayStation platforms. So I've got Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man Miles Morales PS4. I have Spider-Man. No, they're down here. No, sorry, I thought I showed that already. Basically, I'm getting all the Spider-Man games that I want to play on PlayStation hardware. Basically, so I picked up the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, awesome game, and Spider-Man 3. So with these three, all I need now are Spider-Man Edge of Time, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 PS3, and I'll be good. So next, PS4 stuff. First, picked up Lego DC Supervillains. Not gonna say much on it. It's a Lego game. You either like them or you don't. I like them. Yes, they're for kids, but they're a lot of fun. So, next, picked up Bladed Fury. This looked pretty interesting, and I picked it up on. I got it for PS4 because it reminds me of. I know it's not by the same developer. As the light goes on and off. Sorry about that. The lighting is kind of crappy, but it reminded me of Odin Sphere and Muramasa Rebirth, those type of games. So I grabbed it. Next, picked up Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I've heard really good things about it. I've not had a chance to actually play it. It's installed. I just haven't had time to actually play it yet. But looking forward to playing it eventually. Heard it was good though. So next, picked up Scarlet Nexus, another game that I heard was pretty decent, and it was cheap. So next and last PS4 game, picked up Immortals: Phoenix Rising. I had this on Switch. I enjoyed it, but I wanted to play it on a better console. But I just wanted to play it with a little more better fidelity, things like that. So it was like I said, it was cheap. So next, a couple Xbox One games. Well, Xbox One, Series X, whatever. First picked up Far Cry 6. I've heard good and bad, but I'm gonna wait a little bit on it just because I'm kind of going through a Halo phase right now, so I'm gonna wait a little bit on Far Cry 6. But I've heard good and bad, but I enjoyed all the Far Cry games for the most part. So next, picked up Metro Exodus. This is the complete edition. This has it's the main game plus all the DLC and expansion. So I wanted to grab it. I heard it was pretty good. I heard Exodus was pretty decent. So next, picked up Biomutant. I've heard good, mixed good and bad, but from what I've heard, good wise, it still looked pretty fun. So it was cheap, so I wanted to grab it off the list. Sorry for the lighting. The way my kitchen's set up, the lighting just does that. So sorry. Next, picked up Control Ultimate Edition. I've really been wanting to play this for a while, so I think after I finish Halo, I'm gonna start playing this because I've been really wanting to check it out. So heard good things about it though. So, and finally, the last game here that I got for November and the last, basically the end of this part 1 video, I picked up Crisis Trilogy Remastered on Xbox One. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's the Crisis games. They're a lot of fun. I need to replay through 3, but I still think 2 is my favorite. But yeah, that is it. That is all my pickups for November and the end of this part 1. So, hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. I will see you soon with part 2.